Hey everybody, we're back for the next episode of the Established Roots Group Small Business Spotlight Series. We have Caleb Shaver here with us from CJ Shaver Photo. So Caleb, tell us a little bit about what CJ Shaver Photo is, what kind of services you offer, what do you do?
Yeah, so CJ Shaver Photo is my photo video business. I really do a lot of everything. I don't have a niche market. I do, families, couples, newborns. Hence why we're kind of sitting in this little bedroom suite here. I had a lot of newborn sessions that people like myself are like, I don't really want my house in there. So, but yeah, I do stuff with families, couples, weddings, and then a lot of business, like work with businesses as well, both on the photo and video side.
Right. Awesome. Yeah, I've seen, obviously a lot of your work. You've taken a lot of pictures for me and my family and business and everything else, and you always do a great job. So you've grown the business now to even a point to where you have this photography studio, and this is recent. So tell us a little bit about the journey of growing the business from just kind of a hobby to, now you have a full scale studio with living room and bedroom and everything else.
I've been tempted to just move here and live sometimes. But yeah, so I started probably in 2016, 2015, really just picked up a camera at church, which we go to church together. So you've kind of been started with a GoPro. Just picked up a GoPro, and then there was a camera sitting around, a Canon, and so I picked it up and started. That's really when social media was starting to kick up for churches and stuff and content. Yeah. So I was really just pressing buttons and figuring it out. And then another member from church one day was like, "Hey, can you take some pictures of my daughter? She thinks she got her braces off." She was like, "I just want to, So I was like, "Okay." And then it turned into, "Hey, can you take pictures of me and my girlfriend?" And then it was like, "Hey, I'm getting married." And I'm like, "Oh, my first wedding, it was a coworker of my wife's." And so it was very much like trial and error. And so I've been doing that for a while, really kicked up on the side. And it was really just, side hustle, fun money. And then, and probably 2018-ish, I got let go from my job and picked up another part-time job, and that was kind of a struggle, and we kind of talked about maybe down the road it being a full-time thing, because it was never one of those where I could take the leap at the time. So I kind of got thrust into it, and then COVID hit, so did not go back to that job, did some stuff from home, and then when those jobs ended, we were like, hey, at this point it's time. It's time to go. So yeah, I went full-time this January. Next month I will have been 2 years full-time. So, and then the studio I picked up in September. I share it with a few guys from church. Y'all use it as like a little computer space, and Fox uses it for Wotown Co. And really, it's a combination of, I had all this stuff in my house. I live in a double-wide trailer in Sayre, and the back room was loaded. I'm like, we're about to roll down the hill, because and so it's. I really wanted a place to where I knew there was like a constant where if I needed to shoot inside, I could. Obviously, there is the challenge of it not being a loft brick, but you just use it to make it what you can make it, and it's been really good for the first stretch. It was more so just storage for me and a few headshots, and now it's really started kicking up. And again, I don't live in Warrior, but we do have a desire to move towards Warrior. So I was very adamant about like, hey, my gym's in Warrior, church is in Warrior, my wife works close to Warrior, and so I was like, I want the studio to be in Warrior. So that's kind of what brought me here in the studio.
Now it's kind of the hub.
It's the hub. WOCO.
There it is. So, you talked about some of the family pictures, weddings, you do it all when it comes to photography, but one of the biggest things, I've really seen you kind of dive into, especially over the last while, is small businesses. So, I know you've done a lot more of, different types of shoots for small businesses. So, tell us a little bit about what you do for small businesses, and then, kind of the second part of that is, what's your favorite part about getting to work with other small businesses and seeing their businesses grow?
Yeah, so there's a big trend in the photography community of, find your niche or niche or however you want to say it. I always say I'm going to it's hard for me to find one because I like so much stuff. So I want to do a topic one day called niche, please. Just be like, find it or don't. But if someone was like, hey, you've got to pick one thing, everything else has to go. It would be sad, but I would keep businesses, and it's because I love the diversity of, one day I'm working at the gym taking pictures or doing a video. One day I'm at Big Spoon Creamery and there's ice cream. The other day I was at Son's Donuts and, friend down the road, Cradle. One day I'm there doing, photos of their merchandise and stuff like that. So with businesses, there's always that. It keeps you on your toes. It doesn't become mundane, and I've always loved just diversity in life. I remember my dad used to say, like one of his teachers or somebody said, variety is the spice of life. And as funny as that sounds, it's something that kind of you hear it and and it just kind of went away, and then one day I just remembered it. And it's funny how little things like that just stick. And so I love working with businesses because it's so diverse, and I love working with small businesses because you really see in small towns how much the small businesses keep the towns alive.
Right. Absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with big box stores and things like that. Your boy jumped to Target all the time.
Yeah.
Like
they have their place.
Goodfellow. Like I'm a brand rep, and stuff like that. But there's not that connection that you feel. Like you do with small businesses. That you're making an impact in someone's home. Yeah. You're not just sending bills, to someone's wallet, but you're helping them support their life and their family. And it's just, there's something about it. I'm a people person, so I love connecting. That was one of the biggest things that I was, I worked at Chick-fil-A for probably about 8 years. And when I left, the biggest thing that I was going to miss was those regular customers, the connections and stuff. And so that's the one thing, even as I worked other jobs, I kind of missed that. And it's come back to that when I get to work with people, because you really, luckily I've worked with a lot of people that I know. Yeah. But as business has grown and I've met new people, it's interesting when you first have that initial meeting, but once you make that connection, it's no longer work. Yeah. And it's good for me because they don't have to worry about who's going to do photos or videos, or hey, give Caleb a call, shoot him a text. Awesome. And when you get there, it's just immediately just cutting up, having fun. And so, but yeah, I love working with small businesses, photo and video. Again, my name is CJ Shaver Photo, and honestly, I just needed an Instagram handle. I'm not doing this full time. I was I'm not going to do it full time, but I need a place to put my photos. So I made that. I was because I'm not doing a website. And the next thing I know, I'm doing a website. And, I'm never going to do this full time. And now here I am doing it full time. And so it's funny as I meet new people to work with. They're like, oh, hey, CJ. I'm like, that's not my name. My middle name's Jackson. My wife's name's Jerry. So originally it was Caleb Jerry. So my logo is a C and a J, which Fox actually made that logo before Wotown had just started, maybe. And I joke around with people. I've tried to change the logo. I've tried to change the name, and people are like, no, keep it. And I'm I've kind of dug myself in a hole there. But that's why I've added photo and video on tags, because I don't want people to think I just do one or the other. Right. So yeah, I love doing photo and video. 9 times out of 10, I go to work with a business, I'm going to end up here's some video for a reel, and then it's good for them. It's content, and then it kind of pushes hey, next time we might want to book video too. Yeah. And then it's good for me. So
that's good. I always see those Instagram, and I tagged you in a few of them, but those Instagram reels where it's the photographer's I'm not going to take too many pictures on that.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that you do that, man. Yeah. It just shows that you're passionate about your work, and you really truly care about the people you're doing it for, whether it's a business or a family, and then also just what you do. So, man, I appreciate you doing this today. I've enjoyed it. Y'all check out CJ Shaver Photo on Instagram, Facebook, all the social media handles. You can, keep up to date with when he's doing his mini sessions, all that kind of stuff on his social media. So y'all go check him out, and we'll see y'all next time. Thanks.